vendor presentations are so interesting, especially when they're after lunch. By the way, while the lucky draw thing was happening, I was thinking that how could you, as a marketer, improve this experience? Here is an idea. Some of you should pick it up and sell it to ET. Flash a big QR code when you're starting the lucky draw. Ask people to show the phone right away, collect the data there and then do a lucky draw digitally, show it on the screen, and then sell this data to me to say that how many people attended my session. Yeah? So that is what I am calling about magical customer. Everybody is a win-win. We were all saying, yaar, kaun hai? Right? It was a disappointing experience for us as customers, for ET, because the experience was broken, and I don't get any value as a sponsor from that. So here's an idea. Okay. Though I have a deck, I have observed that in most of these sessions, if I'm able to share some insights, share some stories, share some journeys, that is what helps you remember me and the brand, and not what I show on the slides. So I will try and do that. Quick introduction. I'm a computer science engineer turned product guy turned marketer, traveled to about 50 countries, have been associated with customer experience in some form or the other, from contact centers to notification to bots to bringing the human back into the conversations. But here goes. Okay. I'm pretty sure all of us don't use 9,932 tools, but those are the number of tools that are available today in marketing stack, and all of us are trying to prospect you. How many of you know of a guy called Seth Godin? Have you heard of him? What's his favorite line? वैसे तो flying cows is a favorite line that he has, but he says, be remarkable. There was a session that I did a couple of months back, and I gave an example of GPT-3, but let me give you another example. How many of you remember the movie Diwar? What's the dialogue of Diwar, which is? मेरे पास माँ है. So imagine that all of us vendors are saying, मेरे पास CDP है, मेरे पास omnichannel journeys है, मेरे पास WhatsApp है, मेरे पास notifications है, मेरे पास hyper personalization है, और फिर दूसरे vendor से पीछे तुम्हारे पास क्या है? That is what I hear happening at these events. So think, when you are thinking your services, that is what us as marketers are trying to do. Our job is to be remarkable. And I use the word remarkable very carefully. Remarkable means you can love it, you can hate it, but you cannot ignore it, because you have to remark on it. It's remarkable, right? So our job as marketers is to become remarkable. Now, in the Hindi film industry, who's the most remarkable star? Actually, my generation would know it a little better. The shirtless guy. I'm not that old. Salman Khan. Yeah, but you can love him. Knowing the TG, most people would not like him. You can hate him, but you can't ignore him, right? So all of us have to be Salman Khans of our word somehow, and make sure our TG loves us. So that's the job in front of marketers. We have also learned, and I gave this example in the morning. Okay, a little serious now. I think the conversation is moving from interaction to context. And I will let that sink in. Having one dialogue or one interaction versus where am I in the journey is something that everybody is talking about in some form or the other, right? So sending a notification is not good enough, handling a call is not good enough. As you look at these channels and these mediums of engagement in silos, you might do the best stack, best investments, but unless the whole journey is what you're looking at and optimizing for that, and I gave that example of SMS versus WhatsApp as one interaction medium, our experiences are going to be broken. And the benchmark is set really high by digital first brands, right? Amazon experience or a Uber experience or I also love my country, Flipkart experience or a Ola experience is why we are it's so seamless, and if it breaks, there is an immediate resolution that happens, right? So they look at the whole journey and not silos. So that's something that, talking to customer experience heads, digital heads, even CMOs, customer service officers, this is what I've realized, that the conversation has moved from interaction to conversation. And conversation is not moment in time. What I did in the morning was one interaction, what I'm doing now is one interaction, what probably will have at the booth is another interaction. How consistent is it? Were you able to remember it or not? Is the experience I am creating for all of you. Similarly, all of us have to create experiences on the whole journey and not one interaction. The second problem we have is there is such limited understanding of the journey. Somebody was saying, I think it was ferns and petals. Just to get the customer data in one place, how many of you think you have got it? Customer data in one place. This is the holy grail, hats off man. But this is the holy grail of customer experience. People say, CRM mein sara data dalo, sara engagement data dalo. That's still not journey, but it starts from there. Can you get your data in one place and then see backwards that what are the journeys that are happening? Example. If Ola and Uber, by the way, how many of you have experienced Ola Uber driver asking you the location and then ghosting you? This is all very recent, by the way, right? Last 4-6 months. Now something is obviously broken. But let's say that you want to, in the moment, change that journey. If you are able to get the data in one place, then you know that a call was made or a chat was done and then a cancellation happened. By the way, these are two systems. If you're just able to do that, can you now trigger, we would quickly want to understand why the driver cancelled it. By the way, I don't know why they don't do it. They should do it so that at least we feel that they're hearing. But that's the whole journey, and not you booked a cab came. These are all disjoint events. The journey can have various things. Are you looking at the whole journey? So that's an example, and even somebody like Uber is not able to do that one single unified journey. It's a journey. You have to slowly get there. And the third is, this is my favorite. कोई complaint आया क्या? Which means I will handle it only when it becomes a ticket, if I'm a customer service guy. So my KPI is to respond to tickets fast. That's what I do. My KPI is to make sure that I will get you the customer. Product's KPI is to make sure that delivery happens. हम as consumers झूल रहे होते हैं between departments. But it's not by intent. It's also very hard. Because if you're structuring teams, you basically want them to be accountable for what you're doing. But somebody in the company has to say that, yeah, I just want to observe how is it across, what's one journey, right? So maybe it is causing, all this is pretty much standard gyan that you get. But I have observed in my conversations that these are fundamentals which you can solve today and take baby steps around it. So that's the first insight. Where do I point this so that it changes? Okay. So as I said, from interaction to conversations, all of us are having interactions with brand across channels, simple SMS notification, simple WhatsApp, then trying to nudge you into a conversation with a bot, then bringing a human being, sending you emails, making phone calls, now saying Truecaller phone call so that it's branded conversation. Unless it is a telesales call or a collections call, you don't want them to know that who you are, right? So these are what is happening across us. There's a channel overload, and we are trying to use each channel in isolation and saying, what do I need to do? For example, with Byju's, everybody who has downloaded the app, or maybe not downloaded the app, goes to the contact center and then somebody makes a call. These are two touch points. How do you now see that after downloading, they are actually taking action, no need to make a call, right? So you'll have to marry these two systems and exchange data amongst them. Make sense? All of us experience this, right? Somebody is filling up lead in the website, then this will go to a telecalling team. Maybe we will send a WhatsApp message in the beginning, and all these are separate journeys in a process that we have defined as marketeers. But there are problems by looking at this interaction-based approach. How do you now optimize for the whole experience is what I'm going to talk about. So how do you now optimize for the whole journey across channels? Okay. What's the best medium to authenticate? If somebody has downloaded the app to validate a mobile number, OTP, right? That's the best medium to authenticate. Is that the only medium available today? OTP authentication takes, what are the failure rates in OTP? I don't know if people know this or not. Sorry? 25? Failure rates is very high. Okay, thank you. So what do we do now? You could do it over call, yeah. But you should look at authentication as one journey, let's say, and if OTP has failed, let's say in 7 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever is the time, can you now quickly authenticate using a missed call? By the way, there are other methods right now, but does your developer need to integrate with all of them? This was just one example of, rather than saying authentication will happen through SMS, you could now say authenticate, and the system could now say, okay, I will go with the cheapest methods first. Cheapest method is there is an app SDK, I will send a missed call. If that validates, that's about 3 seconds, done. If that doesn't happen, then I will send OTP, done. My cost has also reduced, the time to authenticate has also reduced, and my conversion has become better. By the way, in my general conversations, I said this in the morning for folks who did not hear. We live in a wonderful world right now. Have you heard of the conundrum called faster, better, cheaper? You can usually do 2 of them. Have you heard this story? Faster, better, quality, cheaper. You can usually achieve 2 of them. जल्दी से चाहिए, बहुत अच्छा चाहिए तो टाइम लगेगा. जल्दी से चाहिए, बहुत जल्दी भी चाहिए तो क्वालिटी खराब हो जाएगा. और जल्दी से चाहिए और cheaper भी चाहिए तो क्वालिटी खराब हो जाएगा, right? So you can usually achieve 2 of them. The world that we are living in right now, faster, better, cheaper, all 3 are possible in customer experience. Let me give you an example. Cost of handling a call in a call center? Anybody? Anywhere between 30 to 50 rupees, depending on where your office is. Right? 50, 60 rupees per minute. Cost of sending an SMS? 15 पैसा, 20 पैसा. आप बहुत बल्क में लेते हो तो 12 पैसा. Cost of sending a WhatsApp message? 50-ish paisa, right? Cost of an agent handling a chat versus agent handling a call. About 1/5 of voice. Also, you can have an agent chat with multiple people. Okay, I'm just giving you data, by the way, don't get overwhelmed. So an agent can handle multiple chat, and hence the medium is much, much cheaper than calls. What medium does customer prefer most of the time? Asynchronous chat. By the way, chat today is real time. I think that would change. You understand the difference between real time and asynchronous? Real time is you reply, I reply, and all this happens in a fraction of a second. Asynchronous is I have written, you will read, and you will reply. We do this with our college friends. We send a message, 2-3 hours later, somebody will reply. This is asynchronous. Asynchronous is even cheaper. But our customers are treating that as a better experience. So now, our job is, obviously chat is faster than calls for us and for customer. Who wants to listen to an IVR and block his time and not do anything and have that lovely conversation with an IVR? Nobody, right? So customer also wants chat, we also want chat. Is it faster? Yes. Is it better experience? Yes. Is it cheaper? Yes. This is happening for the first time, by the way. So we are living in a time where technology is allowing you to be faster, better, cheaper. The question is, are you experimenting enough or not? And I will talk a little bit on the experiments. So these are some of the examples of channels that we use for various parts of our journey, right? So from awareness discovery, by the way, WhatsApp, as I said, is coming up with search, so businesses will get discovered on WhatsApp. It's mind-boggling to think of that idea. You will actually, WhatsApp will have a search. It will also have product catalog. You will actually make your purchase from within WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is trying to attack the whole journey, and you will do surveys on WhatsApp, but from other mediums, SMS, messaging, then sale and purchase or discovery or collections of documents or validation happens through bots today. Then transactional, mostly we are sending SMSs, I don't know why. Unless you are a RBI regulated entity which mandates you to send a SMS, you should not be sending SMSs because nobody is reading them. Do you agree? In your mind, you have sent 1 million SMSs. The read rates are 5%, so the channel has gone away completely. Right? Try doing WhatsApp, it will be cheaper. By the way, that's like an insight. Then you have the support bot, and then you have the feedback. I have my friend Survey to Connect, they also solve this problem, but all this is happening across channels. I want you to not optimize for each step, but look at how we are doing the whole journey. Now let's say, remember our Uber example? The driver had a call, and then the booking was cancelled. Let's say we in this room want to solve this problem. What should we do? Maybe initiate in that moment, once between point A and B, an interaction with the customer to understand that was it customer, did the driver say मेरे पास तेल नहीं है, or did he just conk off, or did he say that मुझे वहाँ नहीं जाना है, or did he ghost, right? Those are the things that I want to discover as a marketer ki yaar, I want to sort of discover that what is the problem with the driver. Let's say we as marketers decide that, I don't know which channel, we can send it in-app Uber also, but maybe the guy is not on Uber, he might have moved to Ola to book the cab. We can also discover that in real time if we had that information. But let's say all we wanted was a quick experiment, yaar isko ek WhatsApp message bhej do, and let's see whether the guy responds or not. All of us can come up with 10 such ideas for our customers.